Hey there, and welcome to the Art of Online Marketing live show, to the special Thursday edition. Today I'm going to be talking about the new Facebook update. So, for those of you who might not know me, my name is Denise Allison, and I give entrepreneurs the skills they need to create their own social media content. All right, so unless you've been hiding away for the last, I don't know how long, you have probably heard that Facebook is making some updates. Now, Facebook is always making some kind of update, it seems, but this time it's actually some major updates that is going to impact anyone on Facebook, but especially entrepreneurs and small business owners. So I want to take the time today to talk about that a little bit. Now, I don't know 100% of what exactly they are doing or rolling out or exactly how it's going to look, but I know that a lot of people are looking for clarity on this. So I do want to share what I know to date and what I've understood so far and how this is going to impact you. So just before we get started, let me know in the comments if you use Facebook, if you primarily use Facebook to market your business on social media. So I'm gonna check here, seeing if there's any comments and what have you. It looks like it's a little bit like choppy, so I'm hoping that when I'm actually streaming, it doesn't actually look the way that I'm seeing in the little preview here. So let's get that going. It looks like something is happening over here on my Facebook page. It's ironic because we're talking about Facebook. So good. All right, now there's a whole bunch of things that are happening in this new Facebook update, and it's one of the biggest updates and upgrades that they have had in the last little while, maybe even ever. So the first thing you'll notice is if you go to your Facebook page, on your mobile, if you go to your Facebook app, you're definitely gonna see that it looks different visually. So they've taken away that navy blue bar that you generally see. You'll still see that on desktop for now, but that is gone. It's cleaner, it's wider, and it's just a little bit of an update on their actual brand. Now that really doesn't impact anything other than the way that it looks, but that will indicate to you whether you have this new upgraded app. So I have it, Kyle has it. I think probably I think it just rolled out across the board to everyone, at least in North America. So you'll notice that. You will also notice the stories are front and center right here. So one of the things that Facebook has really pointed to, and the reason they do this, they say, so they've indicated that there's going to be much less focus on the news feed. Now, the news feed is, of course, where you go when you're scrolling through and you're looking at what everyone is up to for their updates, what everyone is posting, and that's where your business posts show up for people. That's where any of your posts show up for people. It's within that news feed. Now, it's not clear to me whether they are going to completely nix the news feed, but they are definitely putting a lot less emphasis on the news feed and more emphasis on smaller communities. And they're doing this for a few reasons. Facebook has had a lot of issues in the last couple of years. They've had this whole data breach. They've supposedly been the reason for mass genocide. There's all this propagation of fake news, clickbait, chain letters, and all kinds of things that really make people not want to use Facebook because it's bringing you down, it's political, it's stupid, it's Trump, and it's other things that just aren't true. So Facebook is diminishing the newsfeed. That's part of the reason. The other reason is privacy. They do want to focus more on smaller groups, and they're putting more emphasis on groups themselves so that you're in a community of people, and they're putting a lot more emphasis on the stories. So the stories, they appear right here, right at the top of your Facebook app, similar to how it is looking in Instagram, just a slightly different format. So those are what Facebook wants to focus on. They want to focus on stories, they want to focus on groups, and they want to focus on their messenger app and their communication that way. So Facebook owns Messenger, of course. They also own WhatsApp. And they also have the Instagram messaging platform. So really what they're looking at doing is, at some point, this hasn't happened yet, so don't expect to see it, but they are going to see if they can wrap them all into one, where if you are chatting with somebody on WhatsApp and Instagram and Facebook at the same time, you can see all of those in one place. So they're putting a lot of focus on that, a lot of focus on encryption. And if you're like, oh, I that word sounds familiar, but I don't really know what it means. Basically, it means that your messages are going to be more private, and they're going to be protected from outside viewers, supposedly. The thing with the stories is they go away after 24 hours. So Facebook wants all of your content to be less permanent so that it can't come back to haunt you in some way or another. So those are the biggest changes that you are going to see right now. When you actually go to your newsfeed, it is still there. Again, not sure if it's going away completely or if there's just less emphasis on it. But when you log into Facebook, you're going to see a lot more posts that are actually coming from groups that you are part of. So pay attention to that. Let me know if you notice it. I definitely have, but I've also been interacting in groups a lot more. So I'm not sure if that's exactly why or just what seems to be happening. But yeah, you'll definitely see a lot more focus on groups, a lot more focus on your friends. So there at some point it's going to be the ability to have a friends tab, see what they're up to. There's all kinds of other little changes that they're rolling out, and some of them are a little bit weird and seem maybe contradictory to what they're saying they want to do, but they are going to give you the ability to find more friends and connections, so platonic friends and connections, which is, that's always good. It's a way to increase people using the platform more. They have more friends. In some ways, like, well, why would you want more people that you don't know? That's not great for privacy. But the other thing that I read that they're rolling out is Secret Crush. And this is like a Tinder rival that they're going to be putting within Facebook, where you can tell a certain amount of your connections that you have a secret crush on them. And if they let you know that they have a secret crush on you, and you let them know that you have a secret crush on them, then it will tell you, and you'll be able to go for ice cream. Now, I will probably use this to tell all my friends I have a secret crush on them and see what happens, but it does seem like an extra feature that makes things creepy, because I know personally I don't need more random people professing their love to me. I already get enough creepers either commenting on my post or in my messages, and I don't really want that to increase. So I'm not really quite sure what they're thinking there, but really I think their goal is to be an all-in-one kind of app where you can do absolutely everything on it. So yeah, expect that to come soon. Now, so what does this mean for you and your business? It really means that you need to strategically think about what kind of content you are posting on Facebook, because even last year, even before last year, when they came up with this, Facebook apocalypse and big change to the algorithm, your content wasn't getting seen by most of the people who are liking and following your page. So really, you probably have 2% of the people who like and follow your page seeing your content on average. Now, if you're putting out some great content that everyone's engaging with, then you're getting more reach than that. If you're putting out boring, crappy, spammy content, then you're getting less reach than that. But 2%, that is really, really low, and with less emphasis on the newsfeed and the potential disappearance of the newsfeed, it means that you really need to think about if creating content for your Facebook page that's going into the newsfeed is the best use of your time. Now, Facebook has said that they're putting a lot more emphasis on stories. So stories are really here to stay. I know that on Instagram, people are watching more stories and they're spending time within the news feed. So it's really a sign to come that they're going to be putting more emphasis on that, because people spend more time on it. Facebook makes money the more time you spend on Facebook. So think about how you can integrate stories into your organic marketing strategy. All right, I have a comment. This is from Brittany. Oh, secret crush, I agree with you. I can see this being problematic. Eek. Right? Like it seems like a weird thing to add. It might be great for people who are looking for relationships, and it's gonna be a thing where like both parties need to say, oh, I have a secret crush on you. So it's not gonna be like the poke of the past, if you know what the poke is. And mostly the poke was a creepy way for people that you barely know or talk to hit on you. That's not what it was meant for, but that's what it became. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Really, so back to the point. Really, how this is going to play out is that when you are thinking about marketing your business on Facebook and other platforms, and by Facebook, it really is not necessarily going to be about creating massive amounts of content and pushing it out there, but really, now I know people probably say this every time there's a new update, but really it's gonna be about building relationships. So building relationships inside of groups. So maybe you can't post 5 times a day and show your expertise, but if you are in the right groups for your business, there's always people asking questions. So for example, I'm in lots of groups, and I've recently left a lot of groups because I was in lots that I didn't want to be in. That's literally, just leave the story there. I was in lots of groups that I didn't want to be in, and the fact that they're showing up more in my newsfeed means that it actually affects me more than just being in it and not participating. So I left a lot of groups. Those are groups that when I was invited to the group, it was, you didn't have to actually invite people to the group, you just added them. And that has now changed, where if you want to invite somebody to your group, you send them an invitation and they need to accept it. Now this is great because it means for you as a Facebook user, you're not getting added to groups that you don't want to be in about like Norwex and Avon and other things that are great. Good for you if you do those, but I don't necessarily want to be in 25 Norwex groups in the same week because, you know, people tend to do them all at the same time. So now you need to accept the invitation, and it's great for group owners because it means you're not feeling, I always felt sketchy about like inviting someone to my group, but really it's instantly adding them. So that is really helpful. But anyway, so I left a whole bunch of groups that really weren't serving me, but I am still in quite a few groups, and people are always asking questions about social media. They're looking for help on this and that. And so really going in there and helping them out and making those connections, it can be a great way to build relationships and grow your business. So that's another way. And also looking at other platforms. So Facebook for a long time was the place that you really needed a presence. Now, I'm not saying that you should just completely give up on Facebook because there's still a lot to come and to see in terms of these changes, but really thinking about not putting all of your eggs in one basket, because if Facebook is doing this now, usually social medias will they will duplicate what other social media platforms are doing if it's working well. So sometimes it's an indication of other things to come on other platforms. So you do want another strategy around this and not just like give up and what was the company, Lush? I think they just threw in the towel and they're like, we're not going on social media anymore. But really thinking of creative ways to get around it and listening to what these platforms are saying they want and really zeroing in on that, but also diversifying your strategy. So if you're on Facebook, great. Just think about how you can interact in different ways, but think about what other platforms your clients are on and how you can best serve them and communicate with them. So if you're in the B2B space, which I know that a lot of my audience is because that's mostly who I work with, you should be thinking about being on LinkedIn. You can be thinking about being on Instagram. Like, think about where your customers are and really make sure that you're not putting all of the effort into just one place, because add a little bit of coding flip, they can get rid of the newsfeed. They could do a little other change and get rid of all the groups. They're not going to do that now because of just that they're putting all their emphasis on groups and stories and on messenger communications. But you never know, in 5 years, if Facebook is still around, they could do that. Or maybe Mark Zuckerberg is going to be so annoyed by everyone telling him he's ruining their lives and the earth that he's just like, see you guys, I'm just shutting it all down. So really think about not putting all of the effort in one place, and how you can really build relationships with your potential customers, existing customers, and other audience members in various places. All right, so those are the updates. We could talk about this all day, but I did want to pop in. This is really new, so there's probably all kinds of other things that are coming up and that you're seeing that weren't covered today. And just trust me that we'll be talking about this some more as things break out, and as you notice things, feel free to let me know, and we'll all be in this together. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. Hopefully it's for the better and can help people get a better user experience, but also I'm hoping that it helps businesses really think more about building relationships with potential customers and existing customers than to just spam them with a whole bunch of messages. So it's going to be an interesting ride. All right, so thank you for watching this. Like I said, if you have any questions, ask me. I'll answer what I can, being that I don't work for Facebook and don't 100% know. But yeah, let me know, and I'll see you all hopefully next week. Next week I'm actually away, so I may not be doing the live show. I'm going to try to do it. But if you don't see me, that is why. But I will definitely be back the week after if I don't have the chance to do that. All right. Thank you. Good luck. And let's keep this conversation going.